Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone.
Lee's got it covered in all time zones, going from coast to coast. It's good to see you this morning, Lee.
Good to see you too, Susie. I like your bright, cheerful green color.
Thank you very much. I'm going to take a quick look at my network here and make sure I'm on the wire because we're a little jiggity jaggedy. Do I sound a little better?
You sound good.
We'll see how we do. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Hey, stick with me, Lee. I'm coming back for you. Oh, a day in the life. We do what we can do. Trying not to kick out my bestie from the studio here. Thanks for hanging with me.
I hope you don't.
Thank you. I sometimes we gotta brighten things up a little bit, right? How are you feeling today?
Oh, worlds better. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm a new person. Yay.
Oh, it's nothing but waking up refreshed, renewed, rejuvenated. And the way that we feel in the morning has so much to do with the way we feel throughout the day, right?
Right? Yeah.
And today we're going to talk a little bit about moods and feelings and how that all stacks up for us. Realized I have my positive prime session running over here. Let me turn down a little bit of the demand on my bandwidth. I'm multitasking. And as you know, we've been talking about here in the group, everybody, we've been talking about feeling more positive and the benefits of positivity, but there's a whole spectrum of emotions. And so today we wanted to dive a little more deeply into where those land, how we engage with those or recognize those, and really the benefits, just of being more present to the way that we feel. So I have a couple of things I want to share on my screen. Let me get these.
I love when Susie shares.
Thank you. And I don't want to lose that, so we can talk about what's coming up later today. So I'm going to share the screen. Got it. This window here. So in my work with flower essences, let me see. I want to cue us up for a nice little stream here. Look how fancy. Ooh. In my work with flower essences, I discovered, because flower essences, for people who aren't familiar, Dr. Edward Bach formulated flower essences. They're water with the energetic signature of different flowers that help people come into emotional balance. That was really my entree into the emotional world. And we start to discover that we don't really have a broad vocabulary of the different ways that we feel. A lot of times, if we were to stop and think about it, maybe write down the emotions that we feel most often, it might not be a very long list because we tend to fall into tracks, right? And as we've been talking about with neuroplasticity, with the way that our brains wire to go very comfortable places, we might have a fairly narrow spectrum of emotions that we go to frequently. So when we look at things like this, I hope you can read the words here. I will post some images in the group so you can take a closer look too. It's really helpful sometimes to look at maybe words that inspire or spark ideas. Oh, maybe instead of satisfied, I feel pleased or energized. What kind of surprised do I feel? Is it upbeat or is it festive? I'm dancing around in the yellow end of the spectrum here. And sometimes when we're feeling a little lower, it can help to think about what we would like to feel more of. So if I'm feeling down, or maybe I'm feeling a little apathetic and I just can't get myself jazzed up about what's on my agenda, I could take a look at the other end of the spectrum and think, what would be more pleasant? What would I like to call in? What can I do to shift my mood? I think we've talked in the series, I know Lee and I in our own conversations talk about how much we love to get up and move. I like to have a little dance party when I need to shift my energy quickly and really get the physicality of it. Beyond positive prime sessions, it's good to have other tools in our toolbox to help us find other moods to embrace. What do you think, Lee?
I absolutely agree. And what you just said about getting up and moving, so important. And I've got my new not totally new, but I'm trying to make more use of it to get up and move. So just before we came on, it alerted me, you've got 250 more steps. So I went out and worked in the yard.
Well, look at you. And it's
3
barely
minutes,
coming up on noon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so whatever tools really help us to keep coming back to those goals. I also wanted to share another image that we in the woo space like to talk about the frequency of emotions. And this is a beautiful illustration. If you think about the frequency, and maybe thinking of it as a spiral is something you can really relate to, because sometimes we might slip from disappointment into doubt that things are going to get better. We start to worry about the number of things that aren't going right, and then maybe start to blame.
I never do that, Susie.
We never have those days, right? That would never happen. We're pretty cheeky. Sometimes you got it, right? You got to bring humor to it. But on the other hand, look at how you can start to bring things up. You don't have to. Oh, we got a phone calling in the background. Sorry, Mom. We'll answer later. You can start to see you don't have to leap up to enthusiasm. You can start by being content with where you are and generate a little bit of hope of where you can move to until you can step further into optimism. So sometimes, and I've heard this, I've seen this in talking with people too, sometimes people feel a little bit triggered by the topic of happiness because it feels out of reach. So perhaps there's some steps in between that we can move to and acknowledge this is better than where I have been, right? This or better is my goal for today. We don't have to leap to the top of the scale.
Yes, absolutely. Because when it's such a big leap to get to the top of the scale, that immobilizes us. We're not going to take any action.
Right.
So remembering, right, how important just the baby steps are.
Yeah, I really love that point, Lee. I think it's easy to get overwhelmed and discouraged. And boy, we were just looking at those images, you know, how easy it is to start slipping on back that way. So rather than let ourselves be challenged and feel overcome by it, you know, that's one of the perspectives. That was really one of my light bulb moments just in the field of positive psychology, was we can change our perspective. They found in research, people tend to view stress as either debilitating or enhancing. Mm-hmm. So the power of perspective is something that we need to recognize that we have within our control to change that perspective. Yeah. And start making those little steps up the line, queue up a session, see how you can start to shift things to feel better and brighter.
Yay. Yay. I love those images that you shared. Those are great.
Thank you. I found them online. I will try to credit the source. If you look at emotion scale or emotion frequency, there are quite a few that come up, and these get reused a lot. So it's hard to know exactly who generated these, but we'll share these in the group so folks can take a closer look, because I know the resolution might not have been great, but we'll see what we can do. And what's our success work for today? We'll be posting that in a bit. Choose one way to positively prime your day from yesterday's. Does that ring a bell? We'll have a slide to brief everybody. Yeah. Stay tuned, everybody, for your success work.
Stay tuned. Yes,
we love hearing.
Posted shortly.
Yes, it will. Thanks to the marvel of teamwork. And so we'll get busy behind the curtain, but we want to thank everybody for showing up, being present. Thanks to you who are with us bright and shiny early this morning. We'll circle back and grab comments once we're out of the studio. Wishing you all the best things in your day ahead. Anything else from you, Lee, today that I'm missing?
TGIF.
Cheers to that.
I raised my mug I should raise it this way so you get some color. Raise my mug to TGIF.
That's right. Double fisting it with some lemon water and a little coffee. We're going to get there together, team. We're so grateful to have you all here with us. Have a terrific day. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.
Bye-bye.